Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is shaving a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The news sent shockwaves through the entire Forrester family and beyond. THORSTEN Kaye, the man who had embodied Rich Forrester for over 2 decades, announced he was leaving the bold and the beautiful, and fans everywhere were left holding their breath, hearts pounding with anticipation and dread at what this meant for Rideage's final storyline. From the moment Thorsten stepped onto the iconic red-carpeted halls of Forrester Creations, Ridge had been more than a character. He was a legend, a titan of fashion, a man whose love affairs, betrayals, and family conflicts had shaped the very foundation of Los Angeles's most glamorous soap world. But now, with the actor's departure imminent, the writers faced the impossible task of crafting an exit storyline worthy of Ridge's legacy. A narrative that would honor his complicated relationships, his lifelong struggles with love and loyalty, and the inescapable pull of his family's dynasty, all while delivering the kind-off emotional punch that only BNB could provide. Rideage's journey, fans knew, had always been a tempest of passion, ambition, and heartbreak. From his early days entangled in Brooke Logan's turbulent affections to his fiery rivalries with Eric and the tumultuous love triangles that had spanned decades, Ridge had lived a life where every decision seemed to teeter on the edge of disaster. And every choice left a mark in the Forrester family tapestry. And so the writers decided that his exit could not be simple, nor could it be understated. It had to be a story that would reverberate through the halls of Forrester Creations, through the lives of his children, and through the hearts of the millions of viewers who had followed him through every scandal, every marriage, every betrayal, and every triumph. The storyline would begin with a shocking revelation that shook the Forrester empire to its core. Ridge, after years of burying his own desires and ambitions under the weight of family loyalty and industry expectations, discovered a secret that had been kept from him for decades, a truth about his own lineage, about the identity of someone he had loved and lost, and about the business empire he had helped build but never fully controlled. This revelation sparked a series of confrontations with Brooke, his lifelong love and sometimes nemesis, who had always been a force of passion and choice in his life. Their reunion was explosive. Old wounds reopened and lost emotions surfaced in arguments that left the Forrester mansion trembling with the echoes of their fury and longing. Brooke, ever the heart of the family and the object of Rideage's deepest affections, was forced to confront the reality that Ridge was changing, that the man she had loved through years of tumultuous marriages, affairs, and heartbreaks was now a man who needed to redefine himself on his own terms. Their conversations laden with emotion teetered between desperation and forgiveness, between love and resentment, as Ridge explained his reasons for needing to step away from everything he had known, from the company that had been both his playground and his prison, from the family he adored and the city that had witnessed every triumph and every scandal of his storied life. Simultaneously, Rideage's children, Steffi, Thomas, and Phoebe, found themselves pulled into the whirlwind of his departure, each reacting in ways that reflected their complex relationships with their father. Steffi, who had inherited Rideage's fierce independence and stubbornness, struggled to accept that the man who had always been her rock in her moral compass was choosing to leave, fearing that his absence would leave a void not only in the family, but in the company that had defined so much of their lives. Knowing that Rideage's departure would open doors, but also close chapters that had defined Thomas's own identity. Thomas struggled with a mix of guilt, envy, and longing. His own ambitions and insecurities had been entwined with Rideage's shadow for a long time. And Phoebe, young and idealistic, felt the emotional weight of losing her father in ways that no child should, clinging to memories of his guidance even as the reality of his imminent exit loomed closer. Against this familial backdrop, the Forrester empire itself teetered on the brink of upheaval. Ridge, ever the strategist, despite his emotional turmoil, made a series of decisions that would alter the company forever. He negotiated deals that protected the family legacy, but forced difficult choices upon the next generation of leaders. He confronted longtime rivals and allies alike, revealing secrets that would shift loyalties and spark new rivalries. And he orchestrated a final masterful showcase of Forrester fashion that would stand as a testament to his vision, creativity, and indomitable spirit. Ridge faced a personal betrayal that shattered the core of his identity in a dramatic turn fitting his storied life, escalating the tension. A confidant he had trusted implicitly revealed intentions that threatened both his family and his company, forcing Ridge to make a painful but necessary decision to walk away from the life he had built, not because he wanted to, but because staying would compromise the values he had long fought to uphold. This moment was punctuated by an emotionally charged confrontation with Brooke, where years of unresolved passion and resentment collided. Their dialogue, raw and unfiltered, captured the essence of everything their relationship had ever been. Love, regret, desire, and a shared understanding that sometimes the right decision was also the most painful. Ridge's final interactions with the core cast were no less dramatic. Eric, the patriarch whose approval Ridge had sought and whose shadow he had navigated for decades, expressed both pride and sorrow, acknowledging Ridge's immeasurable impact on the company while lamenting the personal cost of his departure. Ridge's exit also triggered a cascade of reactions across Los Angeles' elite social circles. From unexpected alliances with longtime rivals to heartfelt farewells from colleagues who had become friends, lovers, and sometimes adversaries, each scene in Ridge's final arc was meticulously crafted to balance high-stakes drama with deeply human moments, ensuring that fans would experience the full emotional weight of his departure. There were scenes of quiet reflection where Ridge wandered the familiar halls of Forrester Creations, touching the walls that had witnessed his triumphs and failures, remembering both the joy of his successes and the pain of his missteps. There were scenes of confrontation where Ridge's decisions ignited fiery exchanges with those he loved and those who had tested him, revealing layers of vulnerability and strength that had always defined his character. As Ridge tried to reconcile with Brooke, impart wisdom to his children, and say goodbye to a life that had been nothing short of legendary, there were also tender and passionate moments of intimacy. The culmination of Ridge's final storyline was nothing short of cinematic. In a symbolic gesture that reflected both closure and new beginnings, Ridge made a decisive move that would secure the future of Forrester Creations while simultaneously freeing him from the personal and professional entanglements that had defined his life. He entrusted the company to the next generation, leaving them with the knowledge, responsibility, and challenges that would honor his legacy, but allow them to chart their own paths.